Good morning. It's not raining yet. We got corn to plant. Let's go. I promise this one will not be an hour long. Holy cow. As late as it was last night when I got home, then I had to edit an hour-long YouTube video. That was not smart. I had like a third, maybe half of it edited before I got home, but we got to get DEF in the tractor. The DEF tank is low. The only DEF I have is in the fuel trailer, so I'm pulling the fuel trailer out. Boston. Getting our fertilizer loaded up. We're not quite going to be as full and heavy as we were for the first load last night. We've got probably 550 gallons in our pop-up tank. We're going to do 1,500 gallons of our 2x2 fertilizer. I'm not going to fill that one from here, but we might pump some from the back tank onto the planter just to spread the weight out a little bit better. We're on our way to the field. All loaded up and fueled up. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Sorry I'm going to disturb you here, bud. Starting to have a few more bald eagles in the area. That's the first one I've seen up in this direction. There's some to the farms to the west I see every now and then, but I think that's really cool. We are getting started here, and I decided to plant this little field on the corner first. So we were planting a big field last night. We got this little piece up here to do. Couple of reasons for that. One, I was driving past it first, but mostly because I want to get as much weight off of this planter as possible before I plant my high yield plots and stuff. So I thought, well, let's plant 13 acres worth of seed and fertilizer off, and we'll be a little bit lighter when we get back over there. And the other thing is, the 360 guys, they're watching me when I'm planting that field. Like, it alerts them when I pull into the field, and they're making sure everything's working right and recording and stuff. And I had them up till midnight last night, almost 11:30, and I figured, well, we'll give them a little more time before I pull in there and make them follow along. The one guy's Eastern time, but the rest of them are Central time zone, so it's a little early there. Not much left between the end rows here when you put 120 feet on each side. Just two passes behind the house here, but short rows. Okay, we're back in our big field here. I jumped over a little ways. We're gonna plant this in, and I don't know if we'll do that whole triangle right now or work back towards the middle. I don't know. I'm trying to save the really good stuff for towards the end when we're light. You know, this dirt up in here. Okay, well, I did the ends on that triangle, but I decided not to plant all of that just yet. We're working back towards the middle. I got a big gap there. That's where my iPad turned off. I don't think that we actually lost signal. So this, I guess I should say it again, since most of you probably didn't make it to the end of the hour-long video yesterday, but this is the 360 Rain app, and this is the antenna there, the white antennas on that black tower there. It is mapping where the planter is driving, and those are the paths. The green lines are the paths that the 360 Rain will follow this summer when it's watering the corn. So that's why it's important that we map it. Last night we were having some connection issues. Every now and then we would lose connection from the planter to the iPad or to the cloud, I guess. And that's what some of these other gaps are. We should be able to fill in the missing data there without too much trouble. They're all just straight lines. But yeah. Trying to make sure that it's all there and keep a real close eye on that. So far I haven't lost connection since I've been in the field here this morning. Now we probably will, but anyway, that seems to be working good. So we're planting back towards the middle, and then we'll fill in the point over there once we get done with this. We're up to 140 acres in this field of the 175-ish. So what's that, 40 acres, 35 acres to go. Won't take too long. Finally, we are just about to the point here. Come on, you're not supposed to play while I'm recording. Anyway, It's been a little bit of a struggle. We've lost connection 6 times on our 360 rain antenna. They tell me they think it's the white box back there. That's the LTE cell service antenna something. They told me I could grab the one off of the rain unit itself, the actual machine, and swap it. But I figured that would take longer than unplugging this connection right here and plugging it back in every time it loses. It just takes 4 or 5 minutes to reconnect, and then we keep going. Sometimes, like, I planted from there all the way over and didn't lose connection, you know, planted quite a bit. And then other times it's happened 3 times in these short rows here, 4 times in these short rows. So I don't really understand, but I'm going to make sure they get it fixed for next year. And I'm to the point now, if it loses connection on these next 2 little short passes, I don't even care. I don't care. Because, so what if we don't water this? Yeah, it's not even going to be another one there. That's going to be basically it. Got it. Done. We're done with this field. And a little one. Okay. We got... Ooh, tank's all crooked back there. That's alright. We've got plenty of seed. And we've got a little bit of 2x2 fertilizer, but we're about out of pop-up fertilizer. So I think we're going to go back, load up to do the next field. Because we should be able to hold enough to do the next field. And we're going to look at the radar, and we're probably going to go plant. So... Okay, it did disconnect again on me, and I need it to be connected when I pull out of the field so that it knows that I pull out of the field and I can send these lines off to get processed. So we're going to wait for it to reconnect one more time here. So, how long is that going to take to get here? We might not get much out of that the way that it's looking. We'll see. The heavy stuff's north, but it's got a long ways to go before it's here. So, who knows? Let's go load up. Plant another 100 acres today. All right, so we're putting the same variety that we were just planting in, so we're just topping off our tanks here. I had a partial box on the tender. There should be about 30 units in it. I don't know if there is or not. So we're putting half of what it would be 30 units into this side, and then we'll see if we will, whatever we got left, we'll put in the other side. We've drained our second humic acid zinc tank, the Ultramate zinc from the Andersons. So I'm going to rinse it out real quick, just pumping it into my mix cone there, and then we'll get our third one out. A little unconventional here. So I got a couple of totes of this Season Pass, Microcarb, Power Pass. It's a little different formulation than the stuff in the tank over there, and so we're going to use this. This is diamond grade. It's 100% ortho instead of 80-20 ortho poly. A little more available. I probably should have used it first, but I need just over 500 gallons to do this field, and I happen to have 500 gallons of this, plus there's a little bit left in this tank of the other stuff, so we're going to use her up here. Just gravity feeding it in from the top, because it's easier than setting pumps up. It always takes far longer to load than I think that it should. Now, I messed around with them totes, and that took a little longer, but man, it's take a long time. I don't remember what time we got back in here, but it's almost noon now. And the rain's coming. We've got a little bit of time. We're going to go. We can plant a lot in a hurry, so we're going to see what we can get done. I think we're going to get rained out before we get done with this field, but we're going to do what we can. Finally got our end rows done. There's 100 acres in this field. There was like 108, but this is the field where they kind of extended their pasture, and we squared off the corner of the field up there. So I think we're down to 100, maybe 102, something like that. There's also some really long rows here. We've got this kind of point finger that goes back in here past the end of the woods. Those are 3/4 of a mile long. So once again, we have some end rows that just go straight out from the ends behind the woods there. I just brought them all the way across. In this case, the edge, the side of the field matches up, so we're just going to plant right through it, leave the planter down, the section control shuts everything off like it's supposed to, and our rows will all match up when we come into side dress and spray and everything else. Uh-oh. We got a few light raindrops. Doesn't look like rain, but there's a little on the radar. If it's nothing more than this, we'll keep planting for a little while, but not much I can do, so plant until we can't. Once the ground gets damp on top and it starts sticking to our gauge wheels and building up, that's when we're done. Until then, and we can maintain our depth, and we got dust like we do, we're okay. Yeah, it's still quite dusty, so we're up to 30 acres done in this field. I mean, we're getting it done. It's just, yeah, the rain's coming. So all of a sudden today, for some reason, I've been getting a flow detection error on our exact rate system. See how that one has got a red line under it there? It's still applying because I can see it dribbling out on the ends, and I went out and checked. I did a nozzle flow check outside with the buttons, and fertilizer comes out of it, but for some reason it has a fault. Fertilizer application row flow error. It's like the flow sensor isn't detecting anything or something, so I wonder if we got a sensor going bad on row 18 or what exactly is going on there. Because I know that it's still applying fertilizer, I don't care right now. We're just gonna plant and we'll deal with it after we get rained out. It's getting rainier. Top of the tanks on the planter are wet, but we still have dust. And we have dust, we plant. I think maybe it's raining enough now. Our dust is gone. Mostly gone. Ground got wet real fast. Anyway, we got this past these ends, and then I think we're gonna fold her up, head back to the farm, and we'll see what happens with this rain. Bummer. What did we get done here? 57, 58 acres by the time we get up here. I mean, that's pretty good, but not quite what I wanted to get done. It's okay. It's okay. We had a good run, a day and a half. We had a good day and a half. I mean, wait a minute. We do still have dust. No, we do, but it's I can see it sticking to the gauge wheels a little bit already, so now we're gonna call it. Can you see those gauge wheels? It doesn't take long for them to get built up with mud. Like, we made one pass on those ends in the rain, and they're muddy. Okay. The good news is that will dry off and fall right off as soon as we set it in the ground once everything is dry. But yeah, so back to the farm, and we're gonna see if we can't get this in the barn, and then we've got some maintenance issues we need to address. If it's gonna rain here, like we're not gonna be in the fields for a while, I'm not gonna do them today because I'm tired. If it looks like we're gonna get this, and then, you know, if it doesn't rain anymore, we'll be back this afternoon, but there's another line coming that probably means we're out for today. We'll just see what happens. Well, I was just getting ready to say, you come a mile south from where we were, and it's drier here. That ground's still dry on top. Dad's working the field just west of this one. That's our next field to go and plant, but I have the wrong hybrid and stuff in there, so I don't really want to do that. And then the rain picked up right as I started this clip, and then it's gone. But we're gonna have to wait it out. Phil's planting over there yet. Hopefully he can finish that field before he gets rained out. I don't know. He's got dust. I got the shop cleaned out. I'm gonna pull the planter in. Driving around here, it's like, dang, we should go back to the field, but it is stickier there. I know it is. I know it is. So we'll see. Maybe in an hour we could go back. It fits. Okay. Well, one, you can see what happens to our gauge wheels when we plant when it's too wet, and that was very, very little. But see all this mud building up on there? It won't go. You lose your depth doing that. So that's why we can't plant like that, and why we're in the barn. Probably shouldn't have done that last one pass, but it's okay. So, all right. We seem to have a issue with our pump, some sort of an oil leak, although it doesn't look as bad now as it did when I filled earlier. Like, it's not really leaking, so I don't know what the deal is with that. We have that one exact rate turret that's giving us trouble. It's on row 18, be on the other side, and there was a hose on a conceal I noticed leaking a little while ago. Where was that one? Where was that one? This row, I think. Everything's dirty now because of the rain. Made the dust stick to it, but somewhere in there, up here, it was leaking and muddy, and maybe it's not that one. I don't know. One of them. Maybe it's on the other side. Point being, we got to get that fixed. But right now it's dry enough to go out and do some tillage here. Dad's just around the corner. He's still working with the field cultivator. Phil's loading the drill up. He's getting ready to keep planting. He's going to keep going because, well, it hasn't rained here yet. I'm going to go do that field. I have this theory where if we get some rain and we're out for a day or two, the tiled fields are going to dry out faster, especially if they're already worked down, like on my plots. I might be able to do my plots a day ahead of when everything else would be ready to go, which would make me feel better about not wasting time doing plots. Do them when nothing else can be done. So, we're going to take the disc and disc up those corn stalks there where my bean plot is going to go. Dad worked the field around my house in the barn this morning where the corn plot is going to go. So we'll be ready to do those when we get a decent opportunity. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Plenty dusty here still. Jeez. Ah, dang. Missed it by a mile. If we could have just... Ah. Oh well. Oh well. Ha! Of course it did. Of course. I didn't think we would get done with this. We'll see. We'll keep going for a little while yet. There's only 24 acres in this field, so it's not like it would take us that long. But there's Phil over there. He just got loaded up. We're going to try and keep planting. See if he makes it. Well, you guys aren't going to be able to see out the windows very good because of the rain on them, but it's coming more. There's Dad on the road over there. He's coming back, but I think he got done. Phil folded up the bean planter. He just made one pass after he loaded. And if you can see past him out there, it's like white. There's a wall of rain coming. We should probably quit. I should probably quit. But it's still dusty. You guys, I didn't stop. But the rain did. There's a little dust yet, a little, not a lot, but it's fine, it's fine. The ground's dry on top. We had 1/100th of an inch here at the farm. The rain gauge is right over there. It's right over there. It's past. Like, I think we missed it. At one point they were calling for an inch of rain today. And then I saw 7/10ths, and then I saw 4/10ths, and 35/100ths, and we got 1/100th. Maybe there's more coming this afternoon. Maybe I'm totally off base. And we did get more up at the field where we're planting 1.5 miles north of here. But Phil will be back planting beans in an hour. Like, we're good. Keep rolling. Sometimes I need to learn to just shut my mouth, dang it. Not 2 rounds after I said that we were good, it started raining again. And, well, it doesn't look like... I mean, it's not going to add up to much, but we can't take much more before it starts getting sticky. I think I'm gonna park it here and we'll let this rain pass. I think we can finish this in an hour, but might as well give it a minute. I haven't had any lunch for like 3 days. I haven't really eaten for like 3 days, so maybe I'll go get some food. Ran Dad down to get the sprayer. These are those fields that we were disking the other night. This field where the Packer roller fell off. We're 10 miles or so from the farm here, so he had left the sprayer here and brought the tender truck home yesterday when he got done spraying and wanted to get the sprayer, get that home, so we brought him down here. There may be more rain building to the west. We may not be out of the woods yet, but to the south of the farm, it's dry. Like, we could be working here, we could be working a 1/2 mile south of the farm. And we're probably going to when we get back. North, where we were planting corn, it's still too wet. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll go up and check it a couple of times probably, but maybe we can get up there and finish that field. You guys remember that tire that went flat on the field cultivator the other night on our way home? Here's the tire. It's bad. This is the rim. It's not square. I don't know how it's not square. We drove it for a 1/4 mile flat. It had a couple of dings and dents in it, and Phil and Jack worked on it. They got around. I think that rim's still good. It's amazing. Whatever. Anyway, I think I'm going to go finish disking this field out here. It's dried off enough we can do that. Dad's got the sprayer. He's working on some stuff. He had some valves not closing properly the other day when he was spraying, so he was going to see what he could figure out on that. we're going to keep an eye on the weather. There's more rain coming, but I would love to finish that field, and we'll go look at it maybe in a half hour or something and just see. I don't know if we're going to make it up there. It was a little wetter. Back in a tractor after a brief rain delay, and our dust is back. So we're just finishing this field up. It won't take us very long. We could keep the disc moving if we can't plant, but if Phil's not going to be back and I can't plant corn, we'll plant beans. Why not? Yep, that didn't take long. Sun's almost coming out. Probably build up a bigger storm. Anyway, Phil's coming back. He's back. He's going to start planting some more. But he was having some computer issues and some stuff with the planter. So I'm just going to jump in and ride around with him for a minute and see if we can't figure out what the problem was. Something about it. He thought it wasn't recording, but I'm not sure it wasn't planting. And a steering controller fault with auto steer on the tractor. It's a problem. Well, the planter is planting. It seems to be working okay. Occasionally the coverage map doesn't paint, but I told him as long as your monitor says that it's planting, so don't worry about the coverage map. There was a gap in one of the spots over here we got out and dug where it said that it didn't plant according to the coverage map, and there was seed there, so all seems good. Let's go check our field, see if it's dried off enough we can finish planting that to corn. Grow, beans, grow! Oh yeah, I love it. It's iffy here. It might plant, but we also, can you see the raindrops? I think it's starting to rain again already. Alright, this was our last pass. We just did these ends. I mean, 2 days ago I looked at a field like this and said, nope, not a chance. Now I'm looking at this thinking, hey, it'll go, it'll go, it'll go. Come on, hold off. It's a little tacky. We could probably do it. I would love to finish this. I need 45 minutes. I don't know. My phone just said rain starting within 15 minutes. There's a real small cell. It's kind of coming towards us. That's the raindrops we're seeing now. We're going to kill a little bit of time. If that one passes, we're going to get the planter out. But let's drive over to the field we planted on Thursday, the very first corn, and check on it. A mile down the road, and it's dry here. All right, let's see what we got. I think this is a row. Yeah, this is a row. I don't see anything poking through the ground yet, which I didn't expect to. But I do expect to find it sprouted. Sort of clumpy here. Right there, a root and a shoot. Got a little ways to go, but it's there, and it's coming. There's another one. Oh, I broke the shoot off, but that one's got a little longer root. Cool. Needs a couple days. I'm getting sprinkled on. Gosh dang, sun's shining here. It's raining at the field, sprinkling. Sun's shining here. This one looks like it's sliding to the north and west. So we're going to kill a few minutes and let it get past. And then we're going to go drive back up by the field just to make sure it didn't rain 1.5 miles north of here. And then we're going to go try and finish it, I hope. While we're waiting, I talked to the dealer about that flow detection problem I had with the exact rate system. This is the turret. This is the sensor that we think might be the problem. In order to check that and verify, we're going to take this sensor and put it over here, and take this sensor and put it over here. If the problem follows the sensor, we know what our problem is. Just a pressure sensor, I think. I think that's what that is. So these turrets here are, they're a PWM valve, basically. There's a little electric solenoid, 2 of them on each one, and they each control 1 row, 2 rows per turret. And this is the pressure flow sensor that tells it if each row is putting out what it's supposed to, I guess. I don't know. That was easy to swap, though. If our problem goes from 18 to 16, though, we got it solved. All right, this may be a stupid decision, but we're going to go and try it here. Didn't rain there now. According to the radar, it's past us for right now, but the cloud cover would lead you to believe otherwise. There is more down by Fort Wayne heading this way. That might take an hour to get here. If that takes an hour to get here, we'll be done with that field. So let's see what happens. We'll get up there and turn around most likely. As soon as I pulled into the field. Dang it. I knew I was going to regret that. Shoot. I'm going to sit here for a minute before we unfold. We also got a tornado warning for the county. Warning, not watch. Tornado warning all of a sudden popped up. I don't see any tornadoes, but if I do while I'm out here, I'll make sure to film it for you guys. Okay, it's drier than it was when we got rained out earlier because the mud is not sticking to our tires and gauge wheels and tracks and everything else. So we're going to go until we get rained out. The rain is pretty well stopped. That was a very, very brief, light shower there, but it did make things wetter. If I would have come up here on the Gator and seen it look like this, we would not have brought the planter. But now we're here, we might as well plant. Look at them tracks just a throwing the dirt. It says 0% slip, I promise. Maybe 1%, 0%. We aren't slipping, just all that traction. Sunshine. We got sunshine. Okay. Apparently there's been a tornado. I knew there was a warning. I don't know where it's at. It looks nasty to the east now. And we're getting really lucky. Really, really lucky. Man. Just thought we were going to be done. We might be done. And now the sun's going to come out. It's like we get these little hit and miss showers and there's still dry dirt. We got no dust. I don't know. I just got out and checked on that end there to make sure that that we were planting okay and that the seed was in the ground good. No, our gauge wheels looked okay. They do. It's all good. But it's getting sticky. Well, we've gotten another 10 acres done, so it was worth coming up here. Well, rain has stopped for now. We're going to at least get this seed used up. I did get low tank warnings. We don't have a ton of seed left in there. We do have those 3 bags still yet. So we'll plant those out and use them up. What are we up to? We're up to 74 acres in this field of 100. Yeah, we're not going to have enough seed to finish. But if we can get what we got used up. That was kind of what I really wanted to come up here for, was because if we happen to get any substantial amount of rain, a tenth or more, the first thing that might go next time is my plots. And I really want my seed tanks empty to do my plots. Not that we couldn't have emptied them, but... Oh, and good news. You remember that sensor that I just moved to see if it would move to row 16? Not only did it not move to row 16, but row 18 is no longer giving me issues. It just fixed it. So, that's good. That's good. Okay, we just ran out of seed in the tanks. Ooh, wet spot. Lift over it, lift over it, lift over it. Okay, now set her down. I dumped those 3 bags in. We can plant 7.5 acres. I need 8 minutes. And we got more raindrops. And then we're going to call it for the night. No matter what we've got left up here, we're probably going to be 15 acres short of finishing this field. That's okay. There's a few end rows to do, stuff that's going to take some time that I don't want to mess with. And hopefully we'll sneak out of here without getting a bunch of rain. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're just hoping to make it to the other end. Our gauge wheels are definitely mudded up again. This last little bit, just since we turned around down there, that did it. You can see the mud flying off the tires over there. So we're just planting up. We're getting in a little shallow. It's all right. We're not chasing moisture today. Oh, crap. Okay, but our seed tanks are basically empty. We did what we wanted to do. Yeah, it's gonna look really bad now because the cage wheels are really bad, but it's from that last half a pass. They were not like that the whole time. I promise. Oh well. No big deal. Yeah, we've now got significant lightning. We had thunder so loud I could hear it in the cab here. The road is wet. Yeah, we're done. We're done until tomorrow for sure. Dad's not going to be happy when he sees the planter. Whoops. But hey, I got another 30 acres planted since we came back. It's crazy, but yeah, we did. We got another 30 acres in the ground. Well, it's raining now. Phil got rained out, I got rained out. It's there's some nasty weather around. We're gonna go home and tornado watch because there was a big one about 20 miles west of here. 25 miles, look at that. Blue skies. Crazy. Crazy. But severe threat here for a little while this evening, I guess. My kids are worried. I'm gonna go home. Thank you to the half a dozen of you or better that sent me messages warning me about the tornado and stuff. Honestly, I had no idea until a warning popped up on the truck screen here. My phone didn't even alert me for some reason. But my truck said tornado warning, not even a watch. And, okay, well, whatever. Because it didn't look like anything around here, but it was not that far away. And we're going to watch and make sure nothing pops up here tonight. So, sun's going to come out. We're going to get a rainbow here in a minute. And we'll see how much we get and what things look like tomorrow. Right now, if we don't get any more rain, we could plant tomorrow afternoon. Especially if we get some sun. Tomorrow's supposed to be a really nice day. So, plan on that. Unless you hear otherwise. Thanks for watching. We ended up with another 30 acres up there tonight, and we were already at 150 something. We got almost 200 acres planted today, and we barely did anything. So we had a pretty good day. Yeah, we did about 180 today. Awesome. We got the irrigated stuff planted. We got a lot of the high yield fields, the best fields done. So I'm happy about that. Go clean up my kids' stuff from the yard before it blows away. Of course, if we get a tornado tonight, I will be sure and film it for you. You'll be the first to know. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you later. Be safe.